Hey, everybody. Happy Monday. Welcome to a brand new week. So blessed that we all can be here once again. So blessed to be able to rise. Got to be thankful for that. Hope you guys are having a good day so far. And if you are not, I hope that we can figure out a way that we can get you to a place where you need to be, where you can shake a little stress off. Maybe someone in the office has made you feel a particular way. Maybe you got an email that you didn't necessarily like, that didn't go well, and you kind of wanted to respond in a certain way, but no, hold yourself back. Think about it, because we don't want to act out of emotion. You guys tap on in where you're from. Tap in where you're from. It's Monday, and Mondays are sometimes like that. It is. Sometimes it's like that, and we got to make it make sense. It's Make It Make Sense Monday on the Noontime My Time Podcast. This is episode 84. Episode 84, guys. And today I'm trying to figure out how we're talking to ourselves. What is your self-talk game? What is that? How are you championing yourself so that you can get some stress off of you, unlock some, that success that you're looking for? And I think how you talk to yourself is going to play a very important role in that. We have to have a real self-talk game. So that's what I'm asking you. I'm asking you, how are you talking to yourself? What is your self-talk? We're going to check, we're going to check each other on that. We're going to share a few tips, because something you might be doing could be working for you, and it could help someone else. So we need to share that. That's what I want us to do. We got to know the potential of our own inner voice. Our inner voice can help us overcome some obstacles, help us pave that way to success. That's what we want. That's what you think you want in your mind, but how are you talking to yourself? That's going to be the topic today, all right? Let's Make It Make Sense Monday. But before we get too deep into the conversation, you know what we got to do? We got to take that breath work, because I know somebody out here needs to take this breath. I know I certainly do. I do. I need to take it already. So let's get into it. What I want you to do is inhale to the count of 4. And we're going to hold it for a few seconds. And then we're going to exhale. And we'll hold that for a few seconds. And we'll repeat that a few times. Now, you can close your eyes if you're in a place that you can do that. I don't want you to do that if you're driving. Don't do that if you're driving. Don't do that if you're actually sitting at the desk. If you got your headpods on and you're taking a listen, we'll vibrate with us and listen. But if you can close your eyes, close your eyes. You want to take it a step further, put your hands over your heart and feel that you are alive. That's you. Let's get into it. Inhale to the count of 4. Hold that a few seconds. Exhale. Hold that a few seconds. Inhale again. Hold that a few seconds. Exhale. One more time. Let's inhale. Hold it a few seconds. And exhale. Yeah. Doesn't that feel great? Mm-hmm. Whew. It feels good. We got to do that. We got to take this time for ourselves. Very, very important to do that. Guys, how are you talking to yourself? What are you saying to yourself? What is that self-talk? What is your self-talk game? Do you believe in that? Because I do. I feel like positive self-talk is not a game. I feel like it's a positive tool that we all can use. And I definitely feel like it has an impact on our mindset. It has an impact on our emotions. It has an impact on our overall well-being. You know, we have to consciously choose to use positive and supportive language when talking to ourselves. We do, both internally and externally. While it may sound like something that's very simple, it affects us. How we talk to ourselves, it affects us in a very profound way. Research even shows us this. Research has shown that positive self-talk can improve self-confidence, reduce stress, enhance motivation, boost overall mental and emotional well-being. By replacing negative or self-limiting thoughts with positive self-talk, empowering statements, we can reframe any challenge that we might come up against. It can help us overcome some obstacles, help us develop a more optimistic and resilient mindset. And that's very important for anything that you want to do, any goal that you feel like you want to accomplish, because when we're out here trying to find our way, regroup. I almost said rebrand, but what do we call it? Reinvent yourself. You can have a few doubts. I mean, we all do. But how we talk to ourselves plays a very big role in whether or not we achieve that goal. I see I've got some people already in here who have joined me. I know I got MsTonya in here already. Keep the Faith Victoria says, hey, 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 hey. She is checking in from D-Town, Darlington, South Carolina. Good to have you in the building. We sure did have a good weekend, didn't we? We sure did. We're talking about self-talk here today. I came across a video and I said, you know what? People are always sending me videos and different things that they feel like are good topics to talk about. I said, I want to talk about what I saw in this little short clip here. Positive self-talk, guys. Positive self-talk.
Book called Mind Gym. And now I use this technique every time I go into a stressful situation. Many world-class champions and speakers use this technique. It's not fake it till you make it. It's be it until you see it. Before a game or a situation that you're nervous about, ask yourself these 3 questions. Number 1, what does a champion's self-talk sound like? If you were at the top of your game, what would you say? Probably things like, I'm strong, I'm fast, I dominate, I'm a champion, I'm a gladiator. Question number 2, if you were a champion, how would your body be moving? What kind of posture would you have? How would you carry yourself? Question number 3 is about breathing. How would a champion be breathing as he or she prepared to go into battle? Try this technique out for yourself and follow for more value.
That was Prince E. Real positive guy. He's a content creator, a filmmaker. I first came across him as a poet, a wonderful poet, and I've just kind of watched him grow and evolve into all of the works that he is doing now. And he always, even his poetry was always motivational, a positive side of using his words to help people and to help people heal. I like that about him. Someone that you guys should definitely check out. And so that I ran across it and I was like, you know what? I want to share that video because we got to have a positive mindset. Positive self-talk, it works. And it works best. And the only way it really is going to work is if you combine some action with it. You've got to have some strategy too now. You can't just think this stuff. So positive self-talk is going to have to be combined with action and other strategies for your growth. It's not a magical solution that's going to instantly solve all your problems. But it is a tool. And it is a tool that supports and reinforces your efforts. When used with consistency and intentionality, positive self-talk can help shape your mindset, build resilience, and create a more positive and fulfilling life. And that's what we want to do. So I'm asking you guys, what are some of the ways that you use? What are some of the strategies and techniques that you use that help you build that? And what are you telling yourself? What are some of the things that you're telling yourself when you feel you're in maybe a very stressful moment, or if you're looking to go towards a new goal? What are some of those things that you're saying? Do you know how important that is? Yeah, we got to have the action. Yes, it's important to want more, but what are you saying to yourself? And especially when it's something new, when you're really moving out of your comfort zone. And I can tell you something, what I'm doing right now is one of the things that hasn't necessarily been in my comfort zone. I've done video for many, many years, is a large part of my background. And while some knowledge of audio is a part of what I do, it hasn't been my greater strength. So, I said, you know what? I am going to step out of my comfort zone. I am going to increase that knowledge. I want to do it. I've been thinking about doing it, and I want to stop thinking about it. I just want to get out here and do it, challenge myself. It'll be okay if it doesn't work out. But if I don't ever try it, if I don't ever put the effort in, then I won't know. And so what did I tell myself? I told myself that I could do it. I was like, you got this. You can do it, girl. Go ahead. You're smart. Anything that you really want to learn, you know that you can tackle it. Go ahead. Put in the work. You got this. That's what I told myself. And I'm continuing to learn. And I'm happy that I challenged myself to do this, because a lot of people, you guys are coming in and you're sharing with me. I get all of your messages. I thank you because you are encouraging me. You encourage me to continue. And right here with me, you are growing and watching me grow. I felt like in the beginning that I was just, fumbling my way through it, but I didn't mind. I didn't mind doing that because I had to do that for me. So that positive self-talk, it works. It works. Like I said, you got to put the action in, but it really works. So remember that everybody has their own little unique way of doing things. We all have unique journeys. But I think we can share and we can agree that positive self-talk has got to be one of those things in your bag of tricks. That's got to be in your strategy, one of your techniques. You got to incorporate that in your technique almost daily. When you wake up in the morning, sometimes we all might not want to get out of bed. You could be feeling a particular way. And you self-talk your way out of that. You're like, hey, let's get on up. I got this. What would a champion do? Put in the work. Put in the work. And that's what Prince E challenged us to take a look at. Like, think about what a champion would do. How a champion would see themselves. How are they talking to themselves? They feel powerful. They feel like a winner. And it's not that fake it till you make it. That's your encouragement in that moment. That's your encouragement in that moment to put in the work that you have to do so that you can reach that goal of success. And sometimes we need it. And sometimes there are people like Prince E and people like you, because you could be that person to a friend of yours who shares a message with them that just kind of, pumps someone up. But we can do that for ourselves. That's why that self-talk game is very important, very empowering. You got to be aware. You got to be aware and you got to be mindful. So you start out by becoming aware of how you're talking to yourself. If you're telling yourself, oh, I can't do this, oh, man. Like sometimes people are like, oh, I'm so stupid. Or I've actually heard people say that about themselves. And I can't understand that. Like, you're calling yourself stupid. Well, I don't think you're going to be very successful if you're the person who thinks that. Because it's a different thing if someone else says that, but you don't have to believe it. But if you're telling that to yourself, that's in you. And you believe that. And you've got to change that talk. So you've got to be aware, be mindful of your inner dialogue. Pay attention to your thoughts. Pay attention to the messages that you tell yourself and throughout the day. Because that morning inspiration that you give yourself, it might not last throughout the whole day. But the beautiful thing is you get to remind yourself. You get to practice mindfulness. You observe your thoughts. Observe your own judgments, your own self-judgments. This is an awareness that you really got to pay attention to. You do. You got to talk to yourself like the person you are striving to be, like the champion, like the great person that you are. You've got to do that. You're the one who has to believe it. I can tell you you're good at something. I can tell you that all day. I can tell you that I think you're great all day. But if you don't believe that, well, it doesn't matter what I say. Challenge those negative thoughts. Challenge every one of your negative thoughts. Identify those thoughts. Like those self-defeating thoughts, those things that you're telling yourself that don't make you feel good, those critical things where you're being hard on yourself. Now, I'm not saying not be realistic, because there are people who are not doing the work, so they're not getting the results that they want. And that's different from tearing yourself down. Just like I said, you can give yourself good messages, and if you're not putting in the work, that's not going to work either. But challenge those negative thoughts. Anytime you feel like you're about to say, I can't do that, or that's out of my lane, or, that's way above me. No, you got to know that you can do it. You got to know that you're capable, because you're trying to build resilience. You're resilient. So change that language. Affirmations. A lot of people say they don't like affirmations. They feel like they don't work. I happen to think that they do. I think they create a way, if you repeat positive affirmations that are tailored towards your particular goal, I think it works. Because we learn with repetition. That's how we learn. That's how we teach young people. So I feel like if you've got some positive affirmations and you're repeating that to yourself, it's going to stick. Affirmations are positive statements that reinforce your self-belief. So you got to believe that. Repeat it. Repeat them regularly. For both of you can do it in your mind, or you can do it out loud. But what you're trying to do is you're trying to reprogram your subconscious mind. And you can do that. That's what I want you to do. The same way that we build up our young people, the same way we coach young people and let them know that they're great and we're telling them that, you got to teach them to do that for themselves. And you got to do that for yourself. Another method of building up yourself and building your self-talk game, you got to have some type of visualization. You got to imagine yourself succeeding. You have to see yourself reaching that goal. Whatever it is that you want to achieve, you have to imagine that. Visualize the process. Visualize the outcomes and do it vividly. Like, be very detailed. Be very detailed. And be engaged. Be engaged with all of your senses. Feel it. Know it. With everything in your body, your mind, your spirit, your talk, your self-talk. All of this helps you create a positive mental image, and it reinforces a confident mindset. And that's what you need, and that's what you want. You got to be confident. You know when someone's not confident. They always putting everybody first, it seems like it. Trying to be overly humble. There's a time and place for humility. There's a time and place to be helpful. But can you be helpful to yourself? Can you give some of that to yourself first? Do that. Because I feel like there's a lot a person can learn by watching what you do. You've heard it before. You've heard people say, hey, I can show you better than I can tell you. And I'm certainly a believer of that. I believe that. Sometimes I know that I have to walk my walk. And whether or not I say anything, I have to live in that, because that is a message for someone. Someone might need to see that. But if I'm doubtful, if I'm walking around, shoulders rounded, head down, I'm looking down, nobody's going to believe anything that I have to say. You got to stand up. And I mean, stand up mentally and physically. You got to be strong. You got to have your shoulders back. Your head got to be up. And, being strong, that's not by accident. Not by accident at all. You got to put in that work. You got to practice. You got to prepare. That's where strength comes from. Strength is from that practice and from that preparation. And some of the things that you do to get ready, some of the things that are preparing you is going to be that self-talk. Y'all feel me? I hope that you do. You got to practice. You got to have some type of gratitude practice in here. Out of everything that we're putting in this, in our bag here, our tool bag, you got to have a little bit of gratitude in there. Cultivate some gratitude by acknowledging and appreciating yourself. Snoop Dogg did a speech. I think it was at, I think at a Hollywood star on the Walk of Hollywood, whatever they call it. I can't remember right now, but he was giving a speech and he was thanking himself. He thanked himself for the work that he did. He thanked himself for the sacrifices that he made. And you could look at that or listen to that several different ways. You could probably think that it was arrogant, but no, it wasn't. Because he had to do the work. He was there because of the work that he did. He thanked himself for not quitting. He thanked himself for being committed. Strong self-talk game, strong confidence. Acknowledge yourself, acknowledge your accomplishments. You think that they're small, you're making them small. Acknowledge your strengths. Acknowledge every positive aspect of your life. Do that. Express your gratitude. Don't focus on that negative stuff. Focus on positivity. There'll be somebody else who's watching it. We got enough people who want to show us our flaws. There's someone out there who want to show that to you. You don't have to. I see Kimberly, she corrected me here. She said the Hollywood Walk of Fame when he got his start. Right. That's what they call it, the Hollywood Walk of Fame. If you guys get a chance to look that up, look up Snoop Dogg's Hollywood Walk of Fame speech when he got his star. I loved it. Let me know what you thought about it. And you got to have some self-compassion. Be kind to yourself. I'm saying some things that you would think most people would do. But there's a lot of people who don't do this, guys. There's some, and I'm saying this because there's somebody who really needs to hear this. And there's somebody who's listening to it who has a friend who needs to hear this, and they don't know how to tell him. But they can send them the link to this. And that's what I like about being able to share in this type of way, because it happens a lot. People send me stuff that I find inspiring. Sometimes you get a message from somewhere and it was right on time. It's not that you didn't know it. It's just that you needed to be reminded and you just happened to need it. So you want to have some gratitude. You want to acknowledge your accomplishments. You want to have some self-compassion. Be kind and compassionate to yourself, especially during challenging times. Treat yourself with the same empathy and understanding that you offer your friends out here. Replace that self-criticism with some self-encouragement. A lot of you guys are much, much harder on yourselves than people would ever be to you. You say some things to and about yourselves that people probably haven't even said to you, things that people don't even care about. And you're walking around with that energy. Let that go. Stop doing that to yourself. And think about the people that you're around. Another thing that sounds like something that we would all know, but really, pay attention to the people that you're around. Surround yourself with positive influences. Surround yourself with people who are supportive, who uplift and inspire you. Engage in activities and read books and listen to podcasts that promote personal growth and positivity. You're already watching, the other stuff is a click away. You can click and scroll and have fun and laugh. You can do all of that stuff. You can't do that. But engage in some other activities too. Read some books, guys. There are a lot of people out here who are giving information, who can inspire you with their words. Sometimes we need that. Don't think that you know everything, because none of us do. If you really know, you know that we don't really know much at all. And listen to podcasts that are positive. Listen to some of those. Find some. There's a lot out here. And then we got to challenge ourselves to think about the way that we are looking at particular situations. Reframe those challenges as opportunities. Instead of viewing them as setbacks or viewing them as failures, reframe them as learning experiences. Let it be an opportunity for growth. Like really embrace a growth mindset so that you can step up to those challenges. Use those challenges as stepping stones. That's what you got to do. Reframe that. Reframe all of those challenges and setbacks and just know that, hey, these are learning experiences. I learned something from this. Now, I'm not saying that you won't stumble. And it is challenging, but you can reframe that. So we're going to practice some self-celebration. We're going to acknowledge and celebrate our achievements. And no matter how small, don't rate them. Don't rate them. Pat yourself on the back for your efforts and for your progress. Celebrate every little milestone. That's going to help boost your confidence. That's going to reinforce a positive self-image. And that's what you're trying to do. We're building up that champion mindset. A champion has to know that they're a champion. They know that. You know that you're good. You know, like, hey, this is what I do. I'm good at this. You got to know that. That's a part of your self-care. You got to have self-care game. You do. You got to take care of yourself physically. You got to take care of yourself emotionally, mentally. All of that plays a part of your overall well-being. You got to engage in activities that are going to charge you and recharge you, rejuvenate you. Prioritize that. Prioritize your self-care. That is the only way that you're going to be able to maintain a positive mindset. That is the only way that you're going to have a positive way to reduce stress, because you're not getting ready to float through this life feeling like, oh, I'm positive and there's going to be no stress. No. You just have to do things that are going to take you back to that space where, I got to reframe this. What have I learned from this? What are some things I can do to release some stress? Let me read a book. Let me listen to someone positive. Let me listen to a good podcast that promotes personal growth. Let me hear this. Be in conversation with people who are going to have a good conversation. You know those friends who always have a problem, who always have something going on? Like you know when you hear them, you know when you see their number come across your phone, that you've got to provide something for them. And that's because, see, they don't have their own self-talk game. And so you're providing that for them. But if you're going to do that for your number one. And your number one should be you. Now, none of us know everything. I certainly don't know a whole lot, but the little bit that I do know, I try to share. The things that I know have worked for me, I try to share. Even the things that haven't worked for me, I learned something from it, and I can share that too. So just remember this, because this is going to be, I'm going to get on out of here today. But remember, cultivating a positive and empowering self-talk routine is going to take you on a journey like you wouldn't believe. But be consistent. Practice. You can't just think you want to do something. You got to put that work in. So everything that we talked about here, you guys implement these strategies in your daily life. And I promise you're going to witness some type of transformation. You will. You will. So self-talk your way all the way to that success that you want. That thing that you want to do, self-talk your way all the way there. People always tell you that fake it till you make it. It's not really that. Be it. Be it. I'm going to play Prince E's message one last time, and then we're going to get into some breath work. You guys be good to yourself.
You need to know this secret if you want to be more confident.
I got this technique from an amazing book called Mind Gym. And now I use this technique every time I go into a stressful situation. Many world-class champions and speakers use this technique. It's not fake it till you make it. It's be it until you see it. Before a game or a situation that you're nervous about, ask yourself these 3 questions. Number 1, what does a champion's self-talk sound like? If you were at the top of your game, what would you say? Probably things like, I'm strong, I'm fast, I dominate, I'm a champion, I'm a gladiator. Question number 2, if you were a champion, how would your body be moving? What kind of posture would you have? How would you carry yourself? Question number 3 is about breathing. How would a champion be breathing as he or she prepared to go into battle? Try this technique out for yourself and follow for more value.
Y'all heard it, guys. That's what we're going to do. Talk to yourself. Give yourself that pep talk. Be the champion that you know that you are. Treat yourself that way. And that's why we do this breath work when we come in. And we get ready to do a little bit and go on out. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. I certainly appreciate you for joining me. Let's do some breath work. Inhale to the count of 4. Hold that a few seconds. Exhale. Hold that a few seconds. Inhale again. Hold a few seconds. Exhale. And hold that a few seconds. Inhale one more time. Hold a few seconds. And exhale. Yeah. So don't you feel great? I feel great. I appreciate you guys. And if nobody gave you a smile today, if nobody smiled today, you just close your eyes and give yourself a big smile and see how that feels for you. Right? Y'all be great out here. That's what we do. One love, y'all.